Good morning. It's Sunday morning. Some of y'all asked about my biscuit recipe, so anyway, I figured I'd give you a little quick version of it. First off, what you do is you preheat your oven to 450 degrees. Go ahead and get it hot. I use a black iron skillet because it usually makes the best biscuits, and I just love a black iron skillet. You can't beat it. It makes biscuits, cornbread, any of that stuff. So go ahead and get you a good old black iron skillet made right here in the great USA. It's a number 8. So anyway, a bowl, and then you gotta have you some self-rising flour, not just regular flour, but it's got to be self-rising flour. And it takes 2 1/4 cups of self-rising flour. You have to have 1 stick of salted butter or 4 ounces. So 1 stick of salted butter actually equals 4 ounces. So it's got to be salted and cold. You got to have it out of the refrigerator. And also I use 1 cup of cold milk. 1 cup of cold milk. Buttermilk would be better, but we don't generally keep buttermilk here in the house because we don't drink buttermilk, but it makes the best biscuits. And takes just 1 cup of it. So to break it down, 1 cup of milk, 1 stick of butter, 2 1/4 cups of self-rising flour. Preheat your oven to 450 degrees. Now what I like to do is warm up my burner a little bit here from a black iron skillet, and then we got some grease that we just kind of keep for different things. So I'm going to just get a little bit of it, a good little spoon of it, stick it in my, go ahead and just drop a good little spoon in it. That gives it some flavor in my biscuits here whenever I get ready to put them in here. And let that melt, warming that skillet up some. Take your flour. Try to prop this up here a little bit so I can see what's happening, or maybe so y'all can see what's happening rather, because I can't hold it and do this both at the same time. You just put your flour in here, and you don't want to pack your flour. You just want 2 1/4 cups. So what I usually do is I go ahead, get my butter open. And the trick to the butter is, again, make sure it's cold, and I use, go ahead, put a little bit of the flour in the bowl here, and then the trick to it is I use my cheese grater. So I use my cheese grater here, lay it on the bowl. I take my butter and I grate my butter and shred it a little at the time. Let's see if I can help out here and do it again, so y'all can see what I got going on here. This is my first time trying to video this, so anyway, just go ahead and grate your butter. Might help if I get on the right side of the cheese grater here. Grate your butter to where it shreds it off in little pieces, and do a little bit at the time. And then just kind of sprinkle your flour over it without mashing it up too much. Just get your flour kind of encased on the butter. And do it a little bit more, and then add a little more flour. It's actually really easy when I'm not trying to explain how to do it here. a little more flour. That way all your butter doesn't stick together. The flour kind of keeps it from all sticking together. We're gonna have to stir this here in a minute. And a little more shredding. Don't take but a minute. And this will make approximately 8 good old cat head biscuits. And it actually would even help or be beneficial if you had your flour in the refrigerator prior to doing this, because the cold flour, the cold butter, and the cold milk is kind of a trick to make it all stick together in the end. I want to see some of y'all do this, and I want to see some of y'all's biscuits when y'all get done. There you have it. Now that was 2 cups of flour, so I'll put just a tiny bit more flour in there. So I'll have my 2 1/4 cups. And then you just kind of stir it around a little bit. Kind of stir it around a little bit without mashing it together. So that the flour will be kind of encased around the butter, which keeps the butter from sticking to itself. And then you just make your little hole here like this. Okay, my grease is hot over here, so hold on 1 second. Turn that burner off and kind of get my grease going. That's some good old bacon grease there. It's gonna make these biscuits just have that extra flavor. It's gonna be, man, they're gonna be off the chain. So now I'm gonna add my 1 cup of milk. So you just slowly add your milk, or you can go ahead and pour it in the bowl part there. 1 cup. And then what I like to do is take a large fork instead of a spoon, and you gently stir this. You don't stir it rough or anything. You just kind of gently stir it, because you don't want to mash it up too much. I mean, these are just so easy to make, and they turn out so good. Sometimes if you don't have it quite exactly right, you may have to add a little bit more milk. And you want to make sure you don't have any powder left down in the bottom. Okay, I'm gonna set this down again, so hopefully y'all can. So I can hold on to the bowl here. Yeah, like in this instance, I have a little tiny bit of powder in the bottom, so I'm gonna add just a touch bit more milk. It don't take much. And it'll have the consistency of putty or glue type consistency here. And that's about all it is to it there. Now I just take a scoop. They're usually a 2-ounce ice cream scoop is what it calls for. Or you can take a big spoon. Someone has done moved ice cream scoops. It's missing in action. So I'll just use a big tablespoon, and you just scoop out a good, what you think a biscuit would be, about that much right there. And you just kind of drop it in the skillet. Don't have to pat them out or do anything wild and crazy to them. Look at them sizzling on the bottom burner, boy. Already got my fire turned off. Alright, I gotta set this down again a minute here. Like I say, it usually makes about 8 biscuits. My wife's still asleep, and she is gonna be so happy when she wakes up. I'm actually, today's my my true first. I'm actually officially retired as of today. My last day was Friday, so my wife is gonna be happy that I made biscuits on my first official day of retirement, but I hope she don't get too spoiled to it, because this is not gonna be happening every day. And there you have it, 8 biscuits. Then we're gonna set the timer. Let's see, timer. We're gonna set it for about 18 minutes. And wait, no. Start time. Put these bad boys up in here. And in about 16 to 18 minutes, we'll have some fresh biscuits. And I'll be back.